What's going on, YouTube? This is James Silva from 180pts.com, and today we're talking about how to do a push-up. Now, this video is actually for my beginners. If you're a little bit more advanced than that and you already can do your own push-ups and you're looking for different challenges and different variations, you can check out my other videos that I have on this channel, and I have some great chest workouts that have many different variations of push-ups. Look those up. Alright, but let's get started. Let me show you the common flaws that beginners make in a push-up, as well as how to correct your form, because form is key on the push-up. So first thing I want to talk about is proper form. Now, we're going to go over the wrists, the elbows, the hips mainly, and then other things are going to get included in. So first of all, let's start with the wrists. Your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulders. Okay? Your hips should be, you should have a neutral spine alignment where it looks like a straight line basically. So, and your push-up should look like this. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people who actually, a lot of beginners who I see, where their wrists are way over here past the shoulders, and they're trying to do push-ups like this and their feet keep sliding away from them, and I don't know what's going on there. So, also you're going to notice a lot of beginners tend to have this thing where they pike their butt up, or their butt's way too low and they're doing this. Alright? We want that neutral spinal alignment, so we want your body to be tight to do a push-up. So the next thing I want to talk about is your elbow placement. Depending on where you put your elbows, you're going to be affecting the chest differently or the triceps more. So if your elbows are out more parallel to your shoulders and your chest, what ends up happening is when you do a push-up, it looks really wide, and you actually focus a lot more weight right into the pecs. Okay? If your elbows are in more, where it looks like your arms are your elbows are tucking in to the sides of you, like this, you're actually focusing a lot more on the tricep. So this is the tricep push-up, and this is the wide grip push-up. Okay? Now you could change the angle and the variation of where your elbow is to affect more tricep or more chest. Now if you have a problem with just getting in this position right here and holding it, and your core starts to give out, like your stomach starts to go down, your butt's caving in there, what we need to work on is the transverse abdominis. Now the transverse abdominis, to train that, the best and easiest way you could actually start to work on it to build up for the push-up is actually just doing planks. So if you were to stay down in a plank and just try to hold your body in a straight line down, you're going to be working out that transverse abdominis. Try to do about 30 seconds at first, and then move up to 60 seconds, and then start working your way up to just holding yourself up on your hands and toes in a push-up position. Now let's go over some different variations of push-ups where we could change it to a little bit easier intensity for those of you who can't get to that point yet. So the first variation we're going to go over to make the push-up easier is the incline push-up. Now we're using a bench for the incline push-up. You could use a bar on a squat rack, or you could use anything. You can even use a wall if you need to, depending on exactly what your level of fitness is. So, and second of all, I'm not really this short. I'm actually just on my knees, so that way I could stay on the camera's eye level here. But let's go over the incline push-up. Let me show you what it is. It's basically taking off the gravity off of the exercise, because most of the weight's going down towards your legs now. So you have less weight to carry onto your chest. You come on down, push it up. You should still maintain good form. Still keep your shoulders over your wrists, or again, you're going to be sliding down while you're doing the push-up. So keep the shoulders over your wrists, take it down, push it up. And that's the incline push-up. So the second modified version of the push-up would be to drop down onto your knees so you take off half the weight, aka the girl push-up. But you don't necessarily have to be a girl to do this style push-up. I know many guys who do push-ups on their knees just to take away the weight off of, to make it easier. Now, basically you could just, it's the same exact movement. You want to keep the knees or the hips down, core tight. Take the wrists underneath the shoulders and do a push-up. Common mistake is sticking the butt way in the air and doing this. You want to make sure the butt is low down, keeping the core engaged, and take it down to a push-up. So now you're asking, well, how do I take it from the modified knee push-up into a regular push-up, because I can do 10, 15, 20 reps of a modified push-up, but I have trouble just holding my weight up entirely. So the first thing I would say is being able to add resistance to your workout, and we're doing that with bands. So put it around my back. I have the weight directly over the bands. Sorry, going on the knees. And taking it down and pushing it up. So basically the band is adding more resistance to this to teach my muscle how to press more weight. Okay? Another way that you can start teaching yourself how to push the weight up a little bit higher is from that plank position on your elbows and toes, teaching yourself how to put one hand where your elbow was and the other hand where your other elbow was, and you're up into a push-up position, and then you just come back down. So those are the, several different variations to make the push-up easier, the incline as well as the modified on your knees. I have different training principles as well as that I included in my pull-up video from last week that you could do on the push-up as well. So you could do isometric holds, just holding the top of the push-up, taking it down about halfway and hold it there until literally you burn out, and you're only dropping about that far off the ground, so it doesn't matter if you fall really. So you could just hold it till you burn out, and basically that's teaching your body how to build up more strength for that load, that amount of weight. As well as doing negatives where you're just taking it down really slow and then just push yourself up as fast as you can. And then another thing you could do is just drop sets where you're doing, if you could try to do 1, 2, or 3 push-ups on your hands and toes, I mean depending on however many you can do on your own already, and then as soon as your body starts to give up and shake, you drop down to your knees and just pump out 10 to 15 reps on your knees. And then you always want to up the intensity on that so that way you're eventually getting better on doing it on your hands and toes. The other thing you want to do is also just a full chest workout. You always want to work out the muscle group that you're trying to strengthen by doing a full workout on it. But this gives you some ideas how to do it as a beginner, as well as there's you want to work out the opposite muscle groups as well. If you start overloading on one side, you're just going to make that side more tight, and especially the chest and shoulders. I mentioned this in my back workout video, but basically you're just pulling yourself forward by doing a lot of typing and driving and everything else, writing on desks and stuff, and hunching over your food like you're in prison. But you really just want to pull the chest back and open it up more. So you want to also do your back as well do some chest stretches, which I probably should go over that as well on another video. So if you have any kind of questions, comments, or feedback, you can leave it in the comment box right below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as like us on Facebook. If you have any kind of questions you want to ask any of us individually, you could always contact us through 180pts.com. And that's about it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.